From a sample of 28 adults who participated in the Weight Watchers diet for 1 year, these 28 adults had an average weight loss of 2 pounds. So let's make a note of that. From our sample, the average weight loss was 2.8 pounds. And this sample of 28 people that had the average of 28 pounds has a standard deviation of 4.9 pounds. We wish to use a significance level of 1%, so 0.01. All right, the claim here is that the average weight loss is greater than 0. So the claim is that the average is greater than 0. The null hypothesis, where we're going to choose to center the curve, is the equality equal to 0. The alternative would match the claim that it's greater than 0. So I'm going to take this 1% probability and throw all of it in one side of the tail, or in one tail, one side of the distribution. So we open up two normal distributions. My t-scores centered at 0, and my claim is just concerned with one side of the curve. So I'm going to take this probability and put all of it on one side of the curve. So by symmetry, I have 1% in both of my tails, meaning that I have 98% in the middle. Now the picture for our data, we center it at the null hypothesis. So I'm centering it at an average weight loss of 0. From my sample, I have an average weight loss of 2.8 pounds. So let's figure out these critical values. What are the t-scores, right? Because we're dealing with averages. What are the t-scores that I would need to be inside the tail of this distribution? So from your picture, you have 1% in each tail or 2% in both tails. The t-distribution chart tells us that the critical value is 2.4, let's say 2.44. So minus 2.44 and positive 2.44. All right, so if you're anywhere outside of this, then you're significant enough to warrant the rejection of that center, right? You can reject 0. All right, so let's figure out the t-value for our data point 2.8. The t-score for 2.8 will be the average of 2.8 minus the center over the standard deviation. And the standard deviation of averages by the central limit theorem is the standard deviation of our sample. That was 4.9 divided by the square root of n. And how many people did we use to get the sample? 28 adults. So if you do this, you find a t-score from our sample of 2.16. So where's 2.16? Not quite 2.44, right? It's somewhere right there. So we are not in that reject region. It's not far enough away from 0 to warrant the rejection of the claim that the average might be 0.